All right, let's get this show on the road. Everybody, put your hands together for today's guest, the
Gosh.
Dreamers. Let's go. There they are.
Amazing.
We did it. We made it happen. It's happening right now, right before our eyes. Boom.
That's all.
We did it. Welcome.
Jake, why are you in portrait mode, Jake?
What am I?
I'm just fucking with you.
What does that even mean? Portrait mode.
Don't worry about it. Don't
Oh.
worry about
Is it like all buzzed out behind me, blurred out?
No, you're good.
No.
I'm actually gonna make you a little bigger. Give me 1 second here. We're making it happen. Boom.
I can move this. I can probably move my thing closer.
No, you're
Can you
good.
not see me?
No, you're good. You're
I'm
good.
trying to keep a safe distance away from my pores.
Ah,
How's that?
I got you. I got you. No, you're good. You're good. Your pores. Anyways, welcome. Thank you guys so much for doing this. I really appreciate it. Yeah, woo, love from Brooklyn. You got that woos? Let's go. Oh, damn it.
Wow.
Damn it, Ric Flair, you're off center. What happened? The nature boy just went left. You guys are in Brooklyn. You both are in Brooklyn.
I
No.
am.
You're in okay, Elizabeth is Brooklyn. Jake, where are you at?
I'm in Woodstock.
Ah, okay. How do you guys make that work? Because you guys release content pretty often together. How does that work?
Well, we kind of batch it. So, well, I mean, obviously, I'm not that. I mean, Woodstock's only like 2 hours away from New York, but
Only.
well, I mean, it's. I mean, honestly, by the time you get anywhere in New York on the subway, it takes an hour anyway. So
Right.
It's not. I mean, it's not. I don't. I go down, once every couple of weeks, once every month. Depends on what's going on, but we just shoot. We shoot everything in a studio. Let's say 10, 15 segments at a time, and then I take it home and work on it, and so I have a huge batch that I am working with, and then as the weeks go by, like I do basically like one at a time.
Ah.
So, and then I'll do one a week, and then usually recycle one also once a week. So we usually put up like 2 videos a week. One is new, one is recycled.
What you mean like just an older one that you've already put out?
Yeah. Although
Yeah.
I mean, when I recycle them, I usually add something new to them too.
I got
That it might be something minor. It might be the music might change a little bit. It's probably stuff that most people. Some of it would be things that no one would notice. Some of it would that only I would notice, and then some things are very noticeable.
Gotcha. Naders, welcome in, my friend. So where do you guys shoot it? Do you guys shoot it at a studio like at Elizabeth's place, like or okay.
Closer to me. Actually, in the neighborhood that we met.
Oh.
So.
Yeah, it's in whoever, if anyone knows where Gowanus is, it's sort of a weird neighborhood in Brooklyn that didn't really. I mean, it's not. It obviously it always existed, but I don't think it was as on the map maybe 10 years ago as it is now. So it's kind of a new thing. It's just right. It's right. I guess west of Park Slope.
Okay. It was just like a new neighborhood that kind of came up in the whole artist movement into Brooklyn in the last 20 years.
When I moved to Brooklyn in 2008, I don't really remember hearing the word Gowanus very often. I'm sure it was around. I'm not saying it wasn't around at all, but it definitely became more prevalent. I'd say in the mid 2010s, you started to hear it a lot more often.
Yeah.
Right
on. So how did you guys meet? What was that? What did that look like?
We met bartending at a neighborhood bar in Gowanus. I moved here in 2014, and I just kind of heard about it word of mouth. And it's like one of those bars where there's usually only one bartender at a time. So we never necessarily like crossed paths while working right away. But we had regulars and just people who would like meet me, and they were like, "Oh, have you met Jake yet? Like, he's a musician too. You guys should totally collab." And we're like, "Yeah, totally, sure." And then eventually, we did.
Well, that's really funny because I mean, there's a lot of artists and musicians in Brooklyn, so it's just like
Yeah,
they were just like, you guys both do things, and you so go do it. It's like
right.
when people try to hook people up in high school. It's like, hey, you two wear jean jackets. You guys should just do stuff too. Like, why not? Hey, uh,
Yeah.
eh, so what Elizabeth? What exactly do you play, or you just sing? Like, what is your forte?
Um, well, it's kind of evolved. It just certainly started. Yes, I sing. Um, let's see. Once in a while, I hit a floor tom. Sometimes there's a synthesizer. No, not really a synthesizer, but it's like a drum pad.
Hmm.
And then now it's of course more focused on the video stuff. So I basically just help Jake out with whatever he needs to do.
So-
Yeah. Well, she's being modest. I mean, that she sort of really helps set the direction of what she curates. She's a very, very important curator in the process. Like, what, you know, because a lot of times I don't know what's good, I can't even see it anymore, and then she kind of will make those decisions of, you know, this is good, we're going to do more of this. You know, sometimes it's not that much, sometimes it's very, you know, it's very substantially important to the process.
Hmm.
You know.
Yeah, yeah. Well, there does seem to be sort of like an evolution of your guys' music. When I look back at your older videos, listen to your older songs to where you're at now, it definitely seems like you guys have gone from I don't want to say organic. It's always been sort of this electro pop sort of thing, but then you guys really are leaning into you know, the synth wavy synth music. Was that a conscious thing that you both decided to do, or is that just where the art went?
Well, I don't. I mean, well, first of all, I don't know how. I'm not sure how far back you're going. I mean, we've been making music since 2015, and that was. I mean, that there were no. I don't think there were synths introduced into it until 2018 or something,
Oh,
and
wow.
that so, like 5 years ago. And then when we started doing the show, I knew that the show, when I say the show, I'm talking about the videos. I mean, at one point, I don't know what people know. Let me just assume that everybody knows nothing.
Okay.
And you know, the first thing that we did was sort of more of a show, like an Adult Swim length show, or it was supposed to be anyway. I don't think they ever.
Wespeakenglishgood Willock one lighter Willock
Sorry.
one banger Wespeakenglishgood.
What the hell is that?
That was Nader subbing for 8 months. Thank you very much, my friend. I appreciate it. And we have some peeps in the chat who love you guys. Vast Form says, absolutely love your music. I hope you get much more success. And we got Rhythm Commander. Proud of you. Keep pushing forward and know the success is coming. More success.
Oh,
There you go.
well,
I don't know if we want more success. I think we've had as much as we really.
yeah, you're right. We could probably retire now.
Yeah, you might as well just take the what's the thing on TikTok, the payouts, what do they call it, the creator fund.
Yeah.
Just retire on your creator fund, you'll be good.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. We're already ready to retire. Anyway, we had a show. There's like 6 episodes of it. That's how the video thing started. So when I say the show, that's basically what I'm talking about.
The Dream Eater Freak Show.
Exactly.
Okay.
Right. Thank you very much I forgot to mention the name of it.
No, it's all good.
We are going to do something that is very similar to that again. So I always call everything as a collective the show. So just so that if I start calling things the show, that's what I mean. But so when we started doing the show, the music changed because it was just, I think it just was supposed to be more poppy. You know, it was supposed to be very bright and colorful. I mean, it wasn't just going to be us, you know, playing sort of soft folk songs, so I mean, not that it can't be that once in a while. It can be anything it wants to be once in a while, which is the way that I think of the music. It's not necessarily new wave or synth pop or you know. So I mean, we have some songs that are pretty much straight up metal. You know, it just depends on when you catch us, but everything, I think the overall look and sound of it, like the overall arching theme is more poppy. So that's probably what you're talking about. And that, I won't say it was a conscious decision. It was just the way we went, and it was what made sense with, it was the sound that made sense with the picture.
Yeah. So we got a question here from DJ Rudes, and it's a pretty good question, and so we'll go with this. What's the creative process like, and how do you originate ideas? That one.
Well, the main way that I come up with an idea, usually the best way is that I just think of something absurd pops into my head, and I just kind of get that idea of sort of fleshing that out. So I'll just think of something silly, or it's usually best when has this sort of psychological theme to it. Like, we have like a video it's where we just say dread,
yes.
Basically over and over again with like this really happy sound to it. So that was kind of a concept that came to me, like just saying the words dread over a really, really happy song, and it has an irony to it that really seems to work. So I thought of that works. I start to, think like, well, okay, I want happy music, I want it to be almost like ironically happy music. Let me put that down, like we can make the demo of it, and then I'll send it to Elizabeth, who just disappeared. Did she disappear for you also?
Yeah.
Just 1 second.
She's probably,
she doesn't know how to use the internet.
She probably wants privacy for a moment, so that's okay. No worries. Please continue.
So then I put the music down, and I think, obviously we try to create a video that matches stylistically with the music to some extent. And that, in the case of that song that I dread, I wanted Steve, the other guy that dances sometimes in the videos, if everyone knows what I'm talking about, to be in it. And I just, I try to think of all the elements, and we put the video together. We shoot the video, we put it all usually in front of a green screen. That one was shot in front of a green screen. And then I just put all the elements together, and usually the best ones come together pretty quickly. Sometimes you have to struggle a little bit, but generally, to sort of answer that question, it's best if everything comes together as quickly as possible. So if I spend no more than 2 or 3 hours on any segment, that's the ideal scenario. Some of them takes a lot longer than that, but if it comes really fast, usually that's good. That means it's going to work. So that's what I usually strive for. So that's the process, basically.
Yeah, that's interesting that you say that, because that's the same way it is for me too. Like if I'm working on a song or something, and I write music for people who hire me to do that. So it seems like when it comes quickly, it's like you're tapping into the creative gods or whatever the hell you want to call it. And it always seems to come out like that's the best when you're really sitting there struggling, and which, by the way, I've struggled on stuff and it came out fantastic, but it always seems that when you're when it just sort of comes to you and it flows out of you, it seems like that's sort of the direction. It's where the juice is at. I'm actually looking for Dread. I'm because I would love to play it so people get an idea of what's going on here. But I'm not. Here it is.
Where are you looking?
I got it. I'm on YouTube. Hold on. Oh, geez. Look at me go. I am just sucking the biggest ass right now. Just give me 1 second, gang. And then we'll bring in our friend. Oh, Jesus. Give me 1 second. See, again, my wife decided to help me. I appreciate her. She's amazing. She's an incredible woman. She just ruined everything. That's good. She is actually pretty awesome, though. All jokes aside.
Right.
Okay, there we go. Now we're here. So this is Dread. Let's just watch this because it's a 25-second video.
Yes, it is.
And this is what I mean, because I found you guys on TikTok. I mean, I absolutely love what you guys are doing there. And then when you go in and actually find that there's a whole library of music, it's it's even better. So let's go in here and just check this out real quick. You guys aren't going to be able to hear this, but it's 25 seconds. So just be right there.
Man, that spin was so good.
I love that guy. That guy's in a few of your videos, right?
Yeah.
And you said
was there
yeah, there was a
what I saw was a rubber stamp, like stamping canceled.
Yeah,
on something.
no, yeah. Moving Dutchman came in and canceled TikTok because he doesn't like TikTok. He's not a fan of TikTok. So, but we're not on TikTok, Moving Dutchman. Cool your jets, bruh. We're not on TikTok. We're on the YouTubes. So, but yeah.
What doesn't he like about? What's wrong with TikTok?
I don't know. It's owned and operated by the Chinese. I think that's.
Wow. Okay.
I think that's part of it. He doesn't. And I think he's also just, I think I think it's beyond his scope of understanding. That's what I think. Oh, it's for kids. Okay, never mind.
What's his name?
Moving Dutchman. He's a community
Moving
member.
Dutchman. Well, they're all evil moving Dutchmen. It's just Chinese evil as opposed to American evil.
Yeah, I mean, pick your poison, right?
Right.
Hold on. All right, let me get back to. Okay, I gotta do it from here. Hold on. We're going. Anyways, yeah, everybody got to see half the video there as Moving Dutchman came in and stamped canceled on it.
Yeah.
No, what? So you guys make music, and then you guys decided to start going in this direction of the short form content from your freak show, and
Right.
and so what made you guys want to even start doing other content other than just like straightforward music, and what launched you in that direction?
Well, I think that it got to a point where I had, I just had bigger ideas and I wanted to follow them. I've always made a lot of art, mostly music, and I wanted to just branch out. I mean, it's a pretty easy answer. I just wanted to branch out and try something new. And Elizabeth was all up for it, and I think a lot of things also conspired to make it work. I think if it hadn't worked, obviously I wouldn't have done it. But I think I found that I had, somewhat of a flair for it. And Elizabeth and Steve were really good actors also. And that helped. I mean, I didn't know that. I had no idea going in that was going to work so well. I'm a terrible actor, but I think I've gotten a little bit better at it. Steve was a natural right from the jump. And so all these things kind of lined up and it just kind of worked. I think it kind of worked right from the beginning. Obviously, I'm the one making it, so I'm a little biased, but I that definitely helped. So it was just having the idea of wanting to branch out and then just having everything kind of work so quickly to keep the idea going. And then the third factor there would be the pandemic. It just happened to coincide with the pandemic, and I had all this extra time to do stuff because suddenly I didn't have a job anymore.
Well, and we stopped playing live, so it was like.
And we stopped playing live.
Yeah, so it was kind of like, okay, well, what's the outlet now?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, so yeah, because I was gonna ask you guys actually played out live and you gigged. How far?
Yeah. A lot.
A lot.
Ton.
Were you?
Like I said, we go back to 2015. We started touring lightly in 2016, heavily in 2017, 18, 19, and then we were going to take a break. As it turns out, we were going to take a break anyway. And of course,
vacation.
whether or not we wanted to, we ended up having to take one in 2020.
Yeah.
So that's, we were going to make the show anyway. It just happened to coincide with the pandemic, and just everything kind of came into place for the show to be made.
So Jake, is it fair to say that you're mostly the songwriter? Like, how does that?
Yeah, I write all this. I mean, I write the songs. Elizabeth, like I say, Elizabeth's role is not, it's not so easy to say exactly what it is, but like, you know, she's the curator. She will help guide me in the right direction. What?
CEO.
See, yeah. She's almost like, that is kind of what it's like though. She's almost like the A&R person, like the business person that goes like, okay, this is what you know, she kind of just helps set everything up in a line. So I can go knock down what needs to be knocked down creatively. But it's a very important part of the creative process too. I don't mean to make it sound like it's only business, you know.
Yeah. So was it Elizabeth? Was it your idea to take the short form content to TikTok?
100%.
You're damn right it was.
Yeah.
Well, Jake had the same. I think he was like, I don't really know if that makes sense for us. Like, you know, isn't that for kids? Blah blah blah. And I was like, Jake, you're saying let's make catchy short videos with really snappy songs. Like that's literally what it is.
Right.
So yeah, it took a little bit of arm twisting, but we got there.
TikTok did, yeah. I didn't even want to do TikTok at all. I can't even believe TikTok ended up, you know, not that we're huge TikTok stars by any means, but you know, just the success that we have had on TikTok, I'm very astonished by. Like it went a long time with us getting like, you know, 50, 100 views, like nobody really seemed to care. And then we just seemed to get a little bit better. And then, you know, to the point where, you know, we've got one that's like almost 1 million now. And I know that by TikTok standards, that's not a huge amount of people, but it is sort of, to us, we're like, wow, that's so many people.
Yeah.
And I can't believe that it worked out so well, because I was just convinced that it was a complete waste of time. TikTok specifically, I really was much more focused on YouTube. This is before, you know, mind you, this is before YouTube even had the, you know, now they have the shorts.
Right.
So it was going to be like full videos. I was only concerned with full videos. I didn't like the limitations of what you had to, you know, obviously you have the screen cutting off, in my vision, cutting off the outer 2/3 of what I wanted. You know, the way that I was picturing the show was a full screen show, and now all of a sudden I had to work with just the middle of the screen.
Yeah.
You know what's cool about that is that you're currently just on the middle of your screen because you.
What? I don't know what you mean. What is?
Like, can you see the whole picture with like our little windows?
Oh wait, oh yeah. Okay, hold on a second. Let me turn it this way. So should it be this way instead?
Yeah,
Oh yeah. It does
so
look.
it's so funny that you're like,
tell me that in the first place.
I tried to. I was like, you're in portrait mode.
She did say that.
I didn't know that it was okay. Oh, all right. Because I thought it was a web thing only. I didn't realize it was like, are we like on? I guess this is on full screen. I mean, I guess people watch this in the other. What's the other mode called? Not portrait mode, but
Landscape.
Landscape.
Yeah.
So people watch it in landscape. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. This is on Twitch, so it's mostly a. Naders is giving you a round of applause. Thank you, Naders. Yeah. People mostly watch Twitch in the, what is it, 1920 by 18 or whatever the hell it's called.
1080. Yeah.
1080.
Right.
Thank you. Yeah. And in fact, on Twitch, it's like the better it is, like the more HD it is, people like it the better. So Twitch is an awesome platform, and I don't know. Have you guys gone live on TikTok yet? Have you guys tried that?
Well, we did one, didn't we? Once, I think we might have. I think one time we were doing like a warm up, or like a practice for a set that you know, we were playing the next night, and we
just Instagram live.
What are this? I'm so confused by this. There's a man's face just flew into the middle.
Yeah, that's part of the.
Can you tell it's both of our first time on Twitch? I saw Nader's comment, by the way, where he was like, "That's like saying that Twitch is just for gaming," which is definitely what I thought.
Yeah. No, yeah. There's a whole world on here. During the pandemic, me and my wife started doing music on Twitch, which, funny enough, to see TikTok sort of blow up in that sense too, where you can find like really high quality bands playing live music, covers and stuff. That's what we were doing on Twitch. right at the beginning of the pandemic. There's all kinds of shit on here, man. There's like there's I mean it's gaming. There's what, sex work, if you want to call it, sex workers, there's some it's not like an open it's not like they can just show their genitals or anything. There's parameters. So so there's ladies. There's this one streamer. Her name is
Genitals.
yes.
Yeah.
Her
Right. Okay.
yeah. No. Well,
So
there's
don't
this.
show their genitals.
Well, there's a whole.
Listen, if I go on Twitch and there's no genitals, I'm fucking leaving.
I'm
right
out.
away. Can I swear? I can swear, right?
Absolutely, you could swear.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm fucking leaving right away if there's no genitals.
Soft porn, yeah, it's pretty much softcore porn. There's a whole category called hot tubs. It's literally people in hot tubs, mostly young ladies who are in hot tubs in bikinis, because there's specific parameters, like you can only be in a bathing suit or a bikini if you're near a body of water. So they got creative and said, "Oh, I got an idea. I'll get one of those inflatable hot tubs, put it in my basement, and
Right.
I'll have my boobs out like that. And what are you gonna do?" So Twitch was like, "All right, whatever." They succumbed to it, and now they have a whole category strictly for the ladies in bikinis. So but it's not just that. It's not just softcore porn. Yeah, there's boobs. Okay. And by the way, those are called emotes, and it's like a wall that I can put on there. It's just a feature you can put on there so people can cheer their little emotes or emoticons, and it's just fun. It's just the thing. Yeah, there's a smiley face floating there. It's wild. It's wild what you can do on here. But it's interesting. Like, again, this whole live streaming on TikTok thing. They're starting to do more and more. And I see people like TikTok is a huge competitor now with Twitch and with YouTube even. I thought I saw something where they were saying that TikTok actually had more viewing hours than YouTubed. Wow. TikTok had more view hours than YouTube, and YouTube's been around since, like 2008 or something, right? So like you got to think about how many people it is.
Yeah.
And then you look at these bigger TikTokers, these bigger creators who have, some of their videos have like 40 million views on them and shit. It's so it does make sense, and it makes sense that your guys' content is doing well on there, because there's so many more eyes. It's definitely appealing.
On YouTube or TikTok?
Oh, on TikTok, there's so many more eyes, and it's so much more focused to this short form kind of content.
Yeah, for sure.
Now you guys do you guys do some interesting stuff where you have like blood and stuff, and like the meat one is really funny and ridiculous, but amazing. And not in like, I'm not trying to disparage it in any way, but it
doesn't seem like you were by calling it amazing. How dare you?
No, well, I said it was ridiculous. I wasn't trying to be like, oh, that shit is just, anyways, do you guys ever get any community guideline strikes for stuff that you post?
I think we only got that one when we obviously have a song called Fuck My Skull.
Yeah.
Which is certainly something. And I think the sound got taken away for a bit, but then Jake was able to appeal it and it was back right away, right?
Yeah, it was only down. I don't think it was down for much more than like a half hour. I was very surprised that they put it back up again, because the name of the song is Fuck My Skull. And the content is quite, the content of the lyrics is quite violent. I didn't even really think about it when I put it up, and that particular one, more than anything that we've done, completely exploded. Like I within hours it was like at 300,000 views or something, and then right around there was when they said, oh, this is has how did they put it, Elizabeth, content that's inappropriate or something.
I think it was just inappropriate,
and they kept the
harm.
Go ahead, sorry.
No, you're good.
And they kept the video up without the picture up without the sound. And then somehow I was able to appeal that. So that, as far as I know, amazingly, that is the only time that we've gotten any kind of strike against us, which I don't even know if that's actually a strike against us, because I appealed it and we quote unquote won the appeal. So I don't think that somehow we haven't had any problem. I guess we're like just on the edge without going over it with them.
Yeah, it's such a weird platform. It like, because for me, I've had like 8, and I just do like music news in general, but sometimes the stuff that I cover can be a little, I don't know, envelope pushing, I guess, because sometimes we're talking about, race and stuff like that, because there's a lot of weird shit that goes on in the music industry. But I do want to watch. Let's pull up "Fuck My Skull."
Okay.
I just like saying that. Here, this.
That's it.
Put my body in a vat of acid. Put my brain into a jar. Show it to your friends. Bring my teeth to the dentist, but the dentist doesn't want them. So light them on fire and leave them on his car. Murder me, watch me die. And my life forever. Murder me, watch me die. And my life forever.
God, I love that shit, man. That is just so badass. I love that you guys go anywhere from like, just like 80s synthwave to like metal, and like that almost gives me like Queen vibes, only just because of the harmonies and stuff. So like, right. I really appreciate your guys's your musicality and stuff.
What do you so I can't hear that can anyone hear that when you're playing it?
Yeah, you guys can't hear it. Next time we show a video, I'll share it with you guys so you can hear it as well. But yeah, everybody who's watching the stream right now is able to hear that really loudly and clearly. So great dark sarcasm is my language. Yes, vast form. DJ Rudes has a question. How would each of you say your sound has morphed over the years, and what shape do you see it taking now? Yeah, good question.
Well, that was for both of us, so I'll go first because Jake likes to talk. I would say for me, I mean, when we started, it was like Jake said, kind of soft, almost more folky stuff. I was really afraid of my own voice when we first started, and Jake didn't really know how to write for my voice yet, because we just hadn't, like, it was kind of just like these were songs that Jake had already written and I was trying to sing them. And now that we've, gotten to know each other musically, Jake can kind of write for my voice better. So we're like taking it in kind of more of my forte, which whatever that is. And now that's kind of the plan moving forward, I would say, is to really like kind of just like capitalize on that sound. What do you think? Jakey
right.
baby.
Well, so the voice is actually I wasn't going to talk about it in terms of vocals, but that's actually a really good way to talk about it, which is that we used to just basically sing very softly, and it got more it got more chesty, let's say. It was very heady at first, like head voice, like falsetto, I mean, there's still a lot of falsetto, but it wasn't, it's much more, I don't know how to say it exactly. Let's just say operatic, for lack of a better term, now vocally. And I think that's probably the most profound change to it. But, like Elizabeth said, it started it was hushed, it was hushed sounding, and it stayed hushed sounding for quite a long time until we got to 2018. We did our album Pagan Love, and then it sort of started to be more poppy and more energetic, and then it's sort of just gotten more and more energetic ever since. And that's the way that I would talk about the progression of it, and I mean, I kind of always thought that I was writing pop songs, but for sure, they've become much more poppy as time has gone on. Much more accessible. Also, I think early on they were, they were a little bit not inaccessible, but just difficult there wasn't as much to grab onto. I think now it's pretty immediate. A lot of it is very immediate. I mean, it's designed to be immediate. I didn't design things when we started to be immediate. I kind of do that much more now, most of the time. Not always, but most of the time.
Elizabeth, you mentioned that Elizabeth is a good actor. Is that what you do? Are you an actress or actor?
I'm not. No, I've been singing my whole life, but I was always a choral singer. I was never really like much of a soloist. I went to like a performing arts high school for chamber choir. But when I was in middle school, I was like, acting is what I wanted to do. I was like Juliet in the school play. I thought I wanted to go to a performing arts high school for drama. And then the day came where I was applying to this school and I had to choose. Like I literally remember filling out this form that was like, are you applying for the vocal program or are you applying for the drama program? And I had this like existential crisis in front of my mom, just being like, what am I doing? Which one do I choose? And like, I'm glad I chose voice, but it's always been there, I guess is the point. Like the acting itch has always been there, which is why it's like so ideal that this is kind of what it's turned into, because I get to use that.
You know what's funny about when you say that? I'm because you are very dramatic. And so I think that would have been the obvious choice. Like I would even say a lot of people that I know, you might even be the queen of drama, a drama queen, if you will.
I'm not a drama queen.
No, you're not. I'm just
a drama queen.
I'm just making jokes.
It's so funny. It's very funny that dudes end up being the most drama in certain situations. Dudes are just. I know, like
I am not dramatic at all.
But my wife would say the same thing. By the way, she's like, "You're drama. You're fucking drama," and that's fine. That's why I started medicating. It's like, okay, yeah, all right,
yeah.
I'll accept that. I'll accept that role and. Now the drama is very calm. It's very calm now. Modern medicine. I think so. It's a lot easier to deal with me and for me to deal with myself.
Yeah, that's good though. That is good.
Think so.
That's a point that you make.
Yeah.
Also, I always say happy wife, happy life.
I agree. Are you married?
No one's ever said that before.
Oh,
I made that up myself.
Yeah, you did. You're the first to say it, Jake. Thank you so much. Yeah, Jake, are you married?
Now everyone's going to start saying it because everyone's watching this. They're going to start saying that. Yeah. Everyone's going to forget that I invented it.
Yeah.
You did not invent that. Yes, Jake is married. Mike was trying to ask you. But
that's the joke, Elizabeth. Obviously, I didn't invent it. Everyone always says that.
Thank you for clarifying. I appreciate
it. I am married,
that.
Yes. Thank you. I am married.
Yeah.
Not to Elizabeth. To a wonderful woman.
Well,
not that Elizabeth's not a wonderful woman.
Well, no, like, yeah, I thought you. Well, I don't know why. I just assumed you got because I just, you do this weird content and smell my wife and like I thought you guys were together, but I think I figured it out somehow. I forgot how I figured it out. Anyways, who cares? Do you guys get compared to Tim and Eric at all? Like, do you guys ever hear that come up? Yeah.
Yeah, we hear that a lot. I mean, Tim and Eric are basically when I started making the show, that's basically what I wanted to do. Something very similar to that, but it would just that the only difference would be that it was much more rooted in music and less about and music that is, I don't know if serious isn't the right word, obviously, but music, it's just more, the show is much more about music. Like it's centered around music and it's centered around good music. Not that they do make good music, but their music is sort of so absurd. It's more absurd than what I wanted to do. But I wanted to do something very similar to Tim and Eric. And basically what happened was I started doing it. I kind of just said, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to do this. I've never done anything like this before. So I will just allow myself to rip off Tim and Eric until I figure out what's going on. And then, which is generally the way that anyone learns how to make music or whatever, I think, is that you just rip off who you like. And then eventually you find your own voice.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of what's happening now. We're kind of finding our own voice a little bit, and it's not as derivative. It was quite derivative at first, but yeah, I love that show. I still watch it. I was just watching it the other night. Love it.
What about you, Elizabeth? Are you a fan of Tim and Eric?
I didn't know what it was until we started doing this. And yeah, I mean, I haven't like sat down and consumed it, but once people started I was like, Jake, like what's up? Well, because Jake brought it up too, and I was just like, sure, I don't know what that is. But yeah, I love what I've seen. I don't know. I don't like, as soon as I saw it, I was like, okay, I can see the comparison, but you know, it's pretty different.
Yeah, no, but that sort of absurd and that where things just take a change for surreal wildness, like it's there.
I guess ours is less skit based, I guess. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Right.
They do have songs sometimes, but generally they're, they have sketches and I knew that we would immediately be different than that just because we usually, almost everything is songs. We do have, if you go back and watch the Dream Eating Freak show, there are episodes where there's a lot of sketches also, but I think the songs are what really work. So we it's kind of to circle back what we were talking about before. That's sort of why we evolved from making that show to just making music, short music videos, because I think we realized that the strength was really in those videos, and it didn't even make sense to try to compile them into a show, because these days the content being short and being that immediately devourable is sort of the way things are going. So that's why we kind of stopped making the show, which we are going to do again. But anyway, so that's the Tim and Eric thing, I guess. I don't know. I guess I was talking about Tim and Eric there somehow.
No, yeah, it's fun.
I lost track of where I was going with that. But anyway, we do love Tim and Eric. I love Tim and Eric anyway. Elizabeth doesn't seem to know who they are.
I already answered. Next question.
Yeah.
Next. Well, Elizabeth, I'm just interested. What do you do, like, for what's your day job?
Yeah, so like as we said, Jake and I met bartending at a neighborhood bar in 2000. I guess originally we met in 2014. So I went running with the bartending thing. I started at neighborhood bars, and then I started working in cocktail bars and like fancier pop-ups, and got really into it I still do it. But now I also do freelance work for a marketing agency with beverage brands. And I'm actually in the middle of next steps with that, because the goal is to stop bartending. I've been doing it for 11 years. My body hurts.
Yeah, I feel you.
But then, just a lot of like freelance work in kind of the beverage space, like cocktail styling for photo shoots or writing drinks manuals, just kind of whatever pops up.
Hell yeah. No, because I imagine, bartending probably pays pretty well. And living in Brooklyn, that is not cheap.
That's paid well.
Yeah. So I thank you for telling. Hold on. We got another question from the chat. How many ideas do you guys think you scrapped over the years? Have you ever pulled some back out and reworked them? That's a good question. You guys should just be doing this. You guys should be just doing my job. I'm just a schlub over here.
That is a good question, actually. I've never thought about how many. I mean, certainly a great deal more than what we put out, but I don't know what the number. I would say 3 to 1. What scrap stuff that didn't work to, 3 is the stuff that didn't work to 1 that does work. And what was the second part of that question?
How have you ever pulled some back out and reworked them?
Yes, yeah, definitely. I mean, it very seldom, but it does happen. I never really, I try to make sure that I don't like burn any bridges and just leave. I never just go like this idea is dead. It could come back out. It usually doesn't, because usually once you decide, I'm sure you have experience with this, usually once you decide it's not good, there's probably a reason for that. But sometimes you find out, no, I was wrong, that this is good, So
I'm sorry. Movie Dutchman, thank you very much for gift subbing Cathosaurus. I appreciate you, my friend. Yeah, that's yeah, okay. Jake, do you have a day job or are you just straight
no,
music? No.
just do this. Yeah, you just do this.
What else do you do? I mean, is it just Dream Eaters or do you play out? Like
No, well, I have, well, yes, I just do Dream Eaters, basically. I mean, that's what I do basically from the moment that I get up till the moment that, my wife comes home and we have dinner. So, yeah, it's great.
That's dope. That's dope. The way that because like after the pandemic, it's interesting. So there were so many places that so many live gigs sort of disappeared, and I'm in kind of a shithole part of America. So like fucking.
Where are you?
I'm in Toledo, Ohio.
Oh, Toledo. Okay. Yeah.
You've been to Toledo?
Well, I
Sucks.
wait, have I been to, what is Toledo near?
It's south of Detroit, so it's like you got to go through Detroit to get, or got to go through Toledo to get to Detroit. So it's.
Is it? What is it? Not. Okay, so it's not. I don't even.
It's not Cleveland.
My grandmother lived in Cuyahoga Falls for a long.
That's
time.
Cleveland, yeah. Okay.
That's not near Toledo.
No, yeah. I mean, 2 hours, couple hours.
I feel like I've been there, but I don't know. I don't know when it would have been or what I would have been doing there. But it does seem. We've toured a lot, and also I toured even before Dream Eaters. I toured a lot too, so it's possible that I went through at some point.
Yeah, I mean,
but anyway, you're calling it a shithole.
It's not the greatest. It's not. I mean, especially for a working musician, because I moved back here from San Diego, California, where working musician is very doable because it's San Diego is it's a destination. People are going there. If you want to do the cover scene there, you can easily work. So that's what I was doing before I moved here. And then when I got here, it was pretty cool because there was a little scene going on where you could work. And I mean, the original music scene kind of sucked, but it was not that there's not good original music coming here. It's just that there wasn't a place to facilitate it. It's a smaller city, so it's but after the pandemic, it just all went to hell. So, so do you guys sort of put a hold on playing live and just sort of focusing on digital content?
Yeah, that's pretty much what I would say. I mean, we're always like looking towards playing live. But at this point, it's very. I mean, like I said, I work on this all day long as it is. So trying to introduce playing live into that also it just takes so much time. And I really want to focus on this because we have big aspirations for this. Like we have a lot of very ambitious plans that are very time consuming. Yeah. Even the process of turning it back into a show, which is something that we're working on now. So like in other words, when I say a show, I mean 4 to 6 episodes. Like by the end of the year, they're like maybe 10 minutes long, and that's a lot of work. So the idea, I think maybe by the end of the year ish, we might start looking back towards playing live again. But for now, it just makes more sense to completely bear down and focus on the visual and musical elements of things, recorded music.
Well, yeah, and I could see that. I mean, you're finding success with the digital content, and I'm not sure what it was for you guys before you started making these shorts and the videos. What was the setup on the live shows?
Well, go ahead, Elizabeth.
No, by all means.
Well, I just thought maybe you would field one.
Sure.
You don't want to field that one?
Yep. Yeah, I got it. I caught it. I got it.
Field it.
Is that a sports thing? Is that what that means?
What? Okay. Field?
Yeah.
Field would mean catch a baseball.
Is that what that means? I didn't know.
Well, I mean, I think that's where it comes from. You field it. You field. Yeah, you're in the field to catch the baseball.
I obviously no one here watches sports.
Okay.
I don't. I couldn't tell you if that was a real thing, but I'm glad that we got to the bottom of that.
Well, geez, I guess we used it. Jake plays guitar, and he's got a looper pedal board. That is that the right? Jake has a looper, and we have like some preloaded samples that he triggers with his magic feet.
Yeah.
And I sing, we harmonize, I play tambourine. We've experimented, like I said, with like electric drum pads and floor toms, kind of trying to build out the sound a little bit more than two people. Having it, sound fill out is the word I'm looking for. And then what did we do last time at the
we had you had a sampler that you used, and I used the looper. I've been using the same looper for years, and it just has loops like preloaded into it. And then also we've done so many things, it's very difficult to answer that question with one answer. It just depends on it depends when you're asking about. Right now we have a sampler and a looper, and it's basically just electronic sort of, but I play guitar and Elizabeth sings, and she hits a floor tom and or a tambourine, and I play guitar and sing, and so it's a pretty simple setup. Everything is very simple. When you see it, all makes sense. When I'm describing it, it sounds more complicated than it actually is.
Do you guys got any live videos on YouTube or anything from?
Well, there's videos of us playing. Yeah, there's videos of us playing live in a studio. I think there's a couple that are actually us playing live, that sound completely atrocious. But
in Toronto.
I don't know that I would steer people to them.
Good. I didn't know there was a video from that.
What?
Toronto.
Oh God, really?
Wow.
He said, "Oh God."
That's a long time ago.
Oh my God. Wait, who posted that?
Robin Faya.
Fascinating. Well, let her rip.
Let's check it out. Let's check this shit out. So now you guys will be able to hear it instead of just watching me bob my head. All right, here we go. I really love your guys' harmonies, man. Like when
Thank you.
yeah.
They were. I could. All I could hear was Elizabeth on that one, but that sounded pretty good.
It's so great.
So is this
That's actually, that's a really good example of what I guess. So what I'm doing in that video is I'm playing the bass line on the guitar with an octave divider and looping that along with the pre-recorded sample, and then the pre-recorded sample on that I think is just a kick drum, and that voice, that weird thing going rah, 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 rah. And that's a good example of what basically we have done live and what we sort of still do, but it's not quite the same.
Yeah.
So,
have you guys ever taken like a laptop and just was like,
I have never used a laptop. I like controlling the looper with my feet. I couldn't do anything besides that because I'm playing the guitar. So, and I don't want, I think it would be kind of lame if Elizabeth was sitting there looking at the laptop. We do have a sampler that we use sometimes now. It's just button, press the button for, and it plays the loop or whatever. For a long time, I tried to steer away from doing stuff like that because, I'm very old school about stuff. I came up playing bands, in bands where everybody was playing an instrument.
Yeah.
The idea of having anything pre-recorded would have been, just completely antithetical to people would have just been like, that's,
Yes.
Obviously nobody thinks that anymore.
No.
So I don't know if nobody thinks it, but it doesn't seem to matter as much anymore. Right. So we kind of just have taken a lot more liberties with, having pre-recorded stuff. But so like lately we do a lot more pre-recorded stuff. At that point that you just saw the video, we weren't, I was trying to keep it as minimal as possible as far as what was pre-recorded.
Yeah. No, and like you can definitely hear more of that folky stuff that you were talking about. Yeah. The approach to it.
Right.
And that was in October of 2019. And so
Our second time. That was our
So
second.
that was this from the second. We've played Toronto 3 times or 2 times.
I think just twice. Yeah.
Twice. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Who books the shows?
Well, I think I booked the Toronto show myself. We had, for when we were touring somewhat heavily, we had a booking agent that would book us into just the weirdest fucking places, man. And
like Toledo.
But I would book a lot of stuff myself also then. I always kind of had a lot of oversight on the whole thing. So basically me, but we had a booking agent for a while, but we don't have him anymore.
Nader says Ableton is worth it. What do you use? What is your DAW, Jake?
But I use Logic.
Logic, me too.
Yeah.
I've just learned to use it. Ableton's dope too, though. And you can like control lights and shit with it. Whatever.
Yeah. I'm not particularly interested. When you hear our recordings, there's, I don't really use I don't do a lot of electronic stuff in our recordings. It might sound like I do, but it's mostly, it's not like looped stuff. It's sort of like, it's very programmed, but not in an Ableton type of way. Ableton wouldn't be of much use to my process, to me. Maybe live, I don't mean the program live. I mean, playing live, it might make sense.
Yeah.
But
here's a cool looking one. You guys are all the Sugar Coma.
Oh, right. So this is what I was talking about. I think this is in a studio. This sounds pretty good, I think. I can definitely recommend people watch this one. You're not going to play that one, are you?
No, I was here. I'll just drop it in the chat so people can check it out.
Yeah.
Nader's is bougie. Okay, I see. You're Ableton. Nader's, I didn't even know you made music. I didn't even know. Look at me. I don't even know you anymore, Nader's. Good God. Well, I know you guys.
I like that name, Nader's.
Oh, Nader's Taters, baby. He's actually Nader's 8. So.
Oh, is it Nate like Nater?
Z. Yeah, Naterz.
So like his name is Nate and he calls himself Naters. Is that what I'm guessing is right?
I won't oust him like that, but yes.
Oh, okay. So we don't want to say that. Okay.
No,
that's
no,
not-
it is. His name is Nate, but
okay.
but yeah, I have many past lives. Okay, we're learning a lot about Naters today. We're just gonna start
I
interviewing
want to know
Naters.
everything there is to know about Naters.
We need to know. We need to know. How much time you guys got left? I know you guys said you
I gotta go right now.
Oh, okay, dope. All right, well then we'll end it here. Is there anything like new music coming out? Anything that we should yeah.
We have a song. Okay, the next thing that will be out is we have videos coming out this week, so there'll be one new song this week, which is a sort of a funny song. And then we have a little bit more of a serious song called Atomic Queen that is coming out as a single. Look for that in about 3 weeks. I'm just waiting to get the master back, and then I'll give it to the distributor, and we'll see where it goes. We'll see when it goes up.
Okay.
We're really excited about that one. But anyway, I think this Thursday is when I'm going to shoot to have the next new original video up.
Yeah. We will eventually have some new merch as well. We're working on it.
Yeah.
In your exclamation point, it will exclamation point DE will bring up the links for the Dream Eaters. Make sure you guys are clicking on there. Follow them up on the TikToks. They also put the content up on Instagram, on YouTube's. I think even Facebook. You guys throw it up on Facebook, right?
Yeah, we put it on. I don't really use Facebook a lot, but it just
neither.
Through Instagram, it just automatically goes up. By the way, a tip for people that post content. Apparently, that somehow improves your numbers like pretty well with Instagram because it's meta. They're connected somehow or something. And I was told that if you also post Facebook at the same time that you post Instagram, somehow that helps. So tip for everybody. If I don't even know if it's true, but it seems to work so far.
I don't even know if it's true. All right, before you guys go, I've been asking everybody, what's the best piece of advice you've ever gotten?
Why don't you take that, Elizabeth? Because I don't think I can think of anything. Oh, I can think of something. Go ahead, though, Elizabeth.
You don't have to like it. You just have to do it.
There you go.
That's what I tell myself to get out of bed every single day.
Fair enough.
Yours is so compact. Mine is going to take 3 minutes to tell the story. But my dad told me when I was a kid, obviously when you're a kid and you're a musician, obviously sometimes you develop a really bloated opinion of yourself because there's not really much to force. There's no force working against that because basically you're just getting gratified all the time. And I think I was trying to convince my dad to buy me a new guitar or something. And I was telling him what a great guitar player I was. And, he said, well, let's just say you're the best guitar player in Norwood, which is where I grew up, south of Boston. There's a lot of towns in this country, and so he just made me, it was very good advice to just making me think like, okay, in fact, I knew even at the time as egotistical as I was, I knew that I wasn't even the best guitar player in Norwood. Like there's 3 or 4 other guys that were much better than me. So that really put a lot of perspective on it. And I think that's probably the best advice I've ever gotten. You're not so great. But he didn't he said it, he meant it in a supportive way.
Yeah.
He wasn't trying to he wasn't trying to kill my buzz. He just didn't want me to, he wanted me to have a realistic perspective on things. And I think he definitely gave it to me.
That is a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they were both good ones. Well, thank you, Jake, Elizabeth. I appreciate you guys so much for coming on, taking the time. I look forward to more amazing content and music and videos about meat. That videos.
Yeah.
We're gonna watch a couple of your videos after you guys go, just because it's fun. All right, guys, put your hands together. Thank you again, everybody. Give a round of applause for our guest today, the Dream Eaters. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you. Bye. There they go, yeah. There goes the Dream Eaters. they go. Yeah, there they go. Yeah, there they go. The Dream Eaters. Okay. Thank you very much to the Dream Eaters who came on here and gave us some of their time. The TikTok extraordinaires, and as promised, we are going to watch another one of their videos, which it's called Meat, and it's just, I'm stuttering a lot today, y'all. I'm stuttering a lot. Where is it? Where the fuck is it? I got the Magnolia album in the mail. I haven't played it yet. Oh, right on, Naders. I'm glad I got there. Why am I stuttering so much today? It's so annoying. Where's the meat at? Where's the fucking meat? Where's the meat? Bloody buddy. Where's the meat? Is this the meat? I hate my face. This is funny.
I hate my face, and nothing's gonna make me smile. I don't wanna look at myself.
Giggity.
I don't wanna drown in a river of my own intestines. I don't wanna drown in an ocean of my own shit. I don't wanna drown in a river of my own intestines. I don't wanna drown in an ocean of my own shit. Hello. What do we want for dinner? What do we want for dinner? Meat, 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 meat. What do we want for dinner? What do we want for dinner? Meat, 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 meat.
That's dope. That's dope. I think he said that you got one of the last of them because the rest are going to be black. So, that's awesome, man. That's dope. You got one of the last ones. I didn't get any. I didn't get a goddamn thing, Naders. They didn't give me shit. JK. When I went and visited the actual studios where Terry works out of Loveland. Again, if you guys should definitely go check out Coal Mine Records. It's definitely a dope ass spot, and there's so many good bands in there, and good music. But it's coalminerecords.com, I think. But when I came down there, they hooked me up on like a fucking fatty price on a bunch of shit. $500 for green, $1,500 of the cream. Oh, watch out. Watch out, bitches. They tell you? Okay, hold on now. Hold on now. Hold on now. Hold on now. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. This is too long for me to read. Oh, okay. So Coal Mine exclusive green. Oh, look at that. It shows it right there. You guys probably can't see it because it's all blurry. It says Coal Mine exclusive green marble vinyl limited to 500 copies. So you got the yellow. That's what your package said. See, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Okay, so here's a cream. Giggity. So I wasn't the first 500. No, you weren't, Naders. I hope you're happy. Naders, what kind of stuff do you make on Ableton? You make EDM? I bet it's EDM, huh? It's a bunch of EDM. We're gonna watch another one of these.
Jack the Ripper. Jack the Ripper. Jack the Ripper. Nobody cares about me. Why is it fair that nobody cares?
I'm more with production than producing. Okay. I'm with you.
Give it to me straight, no chase, so you know I can take. Did you know? Did you know? Did you know? I'm looking through your window. Did you know? Did you know? Did you know? I'm looking through your window.
I'm finding out, Naders. I'm finding out. I'm finding out that you're our little onion, ready to sprout.
Away, eggs the night away, eggs the night away. Hey, hey, eggs the night away, eggs the night away, eggs the night away. Hey, hey, yeah. Keep on eggs the night away, baby. Keep on eggs the night away, baby. Keep on eggs the night away, baby. Keep on eggs the night away. Angst, 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 angst,
Angst. Your onions are sprouting, and you'll make me cry if I cut you. Hey, that's fair. That's fair. How are they sprouting already? Is it warmer down there? I guess they should be sprouting, huh? Nothing is sprouting for me because I live in an apartment and I can't grow shit. So, but if I could, I would. Watch a couple more of these vids.
You ask me how I'm doing. I am all tied up and crucified. Hanging out alone, hanging out alone.
The Windows song is an ode to China. How dare you? You leave China alone. You leave China alone now, moving Dutchman. You leave China alone.